hope you are all doing good, safe, and you all enjoy our Christmas holidays. So we are in New Year. We have entered into 2021 and we are meeting for the first time. I wish you a very fine, blessed, happy New Year. I hope you are all happy, right? You have enjoyed your Christmas. You have lighted crackers. You have worn new dress. So you all enjoyed Christmas and New Year. Yeah. Now in this first class, I would like to pray for few seconds. Just close your eyes. Pray to your own God to lead us throughout this year. Shall we? Yeah, close your eyes. Yeah. Shall we start our class? Can you remember our last class what we have done? But in today's class we are not going to continue our last class. Our management has informed you about the term on examination. So for that we have to go for revision in this 2 weeks. So we are going to revise the 2 chapters we have covered. Till what we have covered we can revise and get ready for our exam. Okay. Now can you remember what is our first unit? The first unit. Yeah, very good. It is Introduction to Chemistry. In Introduction to Chemistry, what we have learned? Mainly we have focused on how this chemistry is formed, how chemistry developed, how it was in the initial stage, then the applications in many fields, applications of chemistry in detergents, paints, paste, medicals, cosmetics, like this applications we have learned, right? So the first heading is, it is just the meaning and importance. When you think of the word chemistry, what do you remember? We remember the big cylinders, burners, chemicals, and then pipette, pipette, glass test tube. This all the things we remember when you think of chemistry, right? But that is not chemistry. Each and everything present in the world has chemistry. As I have explained already, consider anything. The chalk piece we use, this green board we use, and the chairs, vegetables, the food we eat, the air we breathe, our body, digestion, respiration, like this, all we see in this world has some applications of chemistry. So, whether chemistry is important? Yes, chemistry is important. Next, how this chemistry has developed. How it is developed. Chemistry, the word is developed from a word called alchemy, which has its root from the Greek word chemia. From this chemia, this alchemy was developed. This alchemy is being used to have this word chemistry. How? How we got this word chemistry from this word alchemy? Can you remember the meaning of the word chemia? The art of transmuting metals. Transmuting means changing from one form to other form. So, listen, this alchemy, from where it is derived? Yeah, very good. Alchemist. Who is an alchemist? Alchemist is a person who performs some magic, we can say. The job of this alchemist is, initially this alchemist started deriving gold from some metals. They are trying to derive this gold while they tried to do this, they did not get gold in all the experiments. What they did is they used a technique called what is that? A stone they used. No, can you remember? Can you remember that? What is the stone the alchemist used for a magical stone? Philosopher's stone. Can you remember? They have used this philosopher's stone to make or derive gold, but they did not get gold. But while they performed the series of experiments, they got many new elements, new metals. They have named all this, and this is the basic for chemistry. They formed many chemicals during these experiments. So, the person who performed that experiments are called alchemist. From that, they have taken this word chemist and just they have added the suffix ry, and hence we get chemistry. And one of the application we have learned, right? In Qutub Minar, we have an iron pillar of 7.2 meters long. It is an application till today. It was there. We can see when you visit Delhi. So, chemistry is there in everywhere. Next, we have learned about some scientists. Chemists or scientists, right? Can you remember the names of that scientist? Some of the notable scientists we have learned are Antony Lavoisier, John Dalton, Johannes Jacob Berzelius, Louis Pasteur, Dmitri Mendeleev, Alfred Bernard Nobel, Niels Henrik David Bohr, Mary Skłodowska-Curie, Ernest Rutherford, Henry Gwynne Jeffreys Moseley, Prafulla Chandra Ray, Gobind Khorana. These are the scientists we have learned. In the book they have mentioned the work of the scientists also. For example, Louis Pasteur has proposed pasteurization. Like this, all the scientists have contributed for chemistry. So, they can be called as chemists also. The work of this scientists are clearly given in your book. Go through that also, okay? Then the next is application of chemistry in day-to-day life. As we have learned, you get up in the morning, you will see what you will see. You will see the wall, right? Whether wall has chemistry? Yeah, it has chemistry, right? How wall has chemistry? Wall is made up of bricks, cement and water. This all has chemistry. Then you go for brushing. The toothpaste you use has chemistry. Then you go for bathing. The soap you use has chemistry. Then you have a tea. It has the tea powder, water, a chemical reaction has happened to make this tea. So, from get-upping till sleeping, whatever we use, it has many applications of chemistry we are using in our daily life. Now, we are going to learn one by one in fields, in some fields. For example, application of chemistry in medicine, application of chemistry in detergents, cosmetics, like this. In different headings, we can learn how chemistry is being applied. The first application we are going to learn is food and chemistry. How food can be used for chemical application. Just I will say the content and one example. Have to go through your book. You have to read your book at least 5 times so that you can clearly get the idea. Food and chemistry means, for example, food has carbohydrate foods, protein foods, enzyme foods, fatty foods, like amino acids. These are the contents of food. simple example we can say starch water. After cooking the rice, we take out the excess water from the rice. Okay, that is nothing but called as starch water. This starch water can be used as stiffener. That is, when you take cotton cloths to make the cloth stiff, you can use this starch water. Like this, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates can be used in respiration. Like this, all food items has some chemical applications. Then the second one is food processing and food preservation. What is called this food processing? Consider you are eating chapati. From where you get this chapati? We will make using the wheat flour, right? Whether this wheat flour is as such we are getting from the plant? No. Initially we will get wheat, then you have to clean that wheat, remove the waste from that wheat, then you have to process. You have to do some process to get the wheat flour. So in this processing of this wheat flour, chemistry is being used. Then preservation. In olden days, consider you when you take a fish to make the fish stop spoiling. When you keep this fish as such for 2 to 3 days, it will get spoiled and you have to throw it off. To prevent this fish from spoiling, what people did? Yeah, they used salt. They have used salt to preserve that. That is the olden days. Nowadays, we are getting everything in packets and bottles. To prevent the spoilage of food or to make the food preservation possible, what we are using? You are using some chemicals to preserve this food items. So chemistry is used in food processing, food preservation, and some foods are used in many chemical applications. Then the next one is cosmetics and chemistry. How chemistry is being applied or being used in the field of cosmetics. What are the cosmetic items we use? Creams we use, soap we use, shampoo we use, conditioners, eyeliners. These are the cosmetic items we are using in today's life. In today's world, we are using many cosmetic items: lipstick, powder, face cream, toothpaste. These are all the cosmetics we are using. So all these cosmetics were made of some chemicals. The names of the chemicals used to form this cosmetics are clearly given in your book. You must go through your book by today. Then the next one is clothing and chemistry. Initially, the cloth man used the leaves of the plants. Then in some years after, what they used is the silkworm gave silk. The silkworm gave silk. They collected that silk and made cloths using that silk. Then what happened? They started using cotton. The cotton we get from the cotton plant is used for making the cloths. Next, in nowadays, the synthetic fibers. Synthetic fibers are the man-made. These are all natural. This silk, then cotton are natural. Now we are using synthetic fibers such as terrycloth. From where we get this terrycloth? It's a combination of terylene and cotton. Terylene is a chemical, cotton is natural. So we started using synthetic fibers for the manufacturing of cloths. Then next application is chemistry in medicine. In medicinal field, the antibiotics we use, then anesthetics we use, all has chemistry. In different headings, it is clearly given in your book. For example, analgesics, antipyretics, antiseptics, antihistamines, antacids. These are all the medicinal field applications. For example, when you consider this antiseptics, in olden days turmeric is used as antiseptic. Now we are using tincture of iodine as antiseptic. So in all fields of medicine, this chemicals have started its influence. Clear about this 5 headings? Food and chemistry, food preservation and processing, cosmetics and chemistry, clothing and chemistry, and chemistry in medicine. Next is chemicals in industries. In industries, what they do? They manufacture something, right? In manufacturing process, what are the chemicals used? What are the chemicals used? Propane. It is compressed natural gas. Sorry. It is LPG. Then methane. It is compressed natural gas. Automobiles and transport. There the body of the automobiles can be made with copper. Table salt. This salt is used in making something. It is a chemical. It is sodium chloride. Hydrochloric acid. Pesticides. To kill the insects present in the plants, they use this pesticides. Fertilizers. In order to make the land fit for plant growth and to give more yield for us, they use fertilizers. Limestone and marble. In the manufacturing of marble and limestone, chemicals are used. Gypsum and plaster of Paris. These are the applications of chemistry in industrial fields. Next one is cement. Cement is a combination of limestone, clay and gypsum. So, it is an application of chemistry as gypsum is a chemical. Then, the cement can be used for construction purposes. Glass. Glass is also an application of chemistry because glass is made of carbon. Carbon is a chemical. Glass is a brittle material. It is made of silica. Many types of glasses we have learned. Safety glass, then colored glass used for decorations, fiber of optical fibers. So optical fibers are made of glass. So glass can be used in many applications as it is made of carbon. It is an application of chemistry. Then soaps and detergents. The soaps we use and detergent powder we use are chemical. How the soaps or detergents react with the dirt of the cloth? When you apply detergent or soap to the cloths, one end of the detergent will get attached to the cloth and other end of the detergent will get attached. Consider this is water, this is the cloth and this is the dirt present. This, when you apply detergents inside this tub, what happens? One end of the detergent will attach to this dirt and other end will get attached to the water. So, this dirt will automatically move into the water and this get clear. So, how chemistry is applied in soaps and detergents also. Then paints, enamels and dyes. Paints usually we use for painting our house. It has chemicals. Then enamels, dyes, all that we use in our daily life has chemistry. Then the last one, silicones are also the applications of chemistry. The last application is chemistry in defense. In defense, how chemistry is being used? In defense, they use gun. To manufacture that gun, they can use metals like copper, iron, then the bullets they use, the vehicles they use, the instruments, all the instruments used for the defense purposes also has chemistry. So, by this we learned the revision of first unit. In the first unit, what are the things you have to do is, you have to read the book at least 5 times by today. When you read the book 5 times, you can clearly get idea about all the chemicals present in different fields. Even if I say all the chemicals name in this video, you cannot understand anything. You will get bored, right? So today what you have to do is, you have to take your chemistry book and read all the applications at least 5 times so that you can attend the test. For the test, you won't be getting any questions from your book back. You will be attending the test clearly only when you read your book. Okay? Many chemicals name are there. Even if I say now, you can't understand anything. When you read in a peaceful place, just read 5 times, you can clearly get all the names of the chemicals. So today what's your work? You have to read your unit 1 from your chemistry book. Okay? So in the next class we can go for the next chapter. Today you read your book and have to send a message to me privately that you have read. Okay? We can meet in the next class. Thank you.